into TV, radio, and film. It delivers exactly what it says on the tin. Each week, I interview an industry professional, and the professionals share their journeys into this business, the highs and lows, and also give invaluable advice as to how you could follow in their footsteps. For all of you who are new to my series, welcome. My name's Samina Kiani. I'm a broadcast journalist and TV producer. I've been working in this industry for over 25 years, and I want to put all that experience to good use and be of service to the next generation of creatives. So I decided to do this interview series as a resource for everybody who wants a career in TV, radio, and film. Now it's time to introduce my guest today. She's a camera operator at ITN, Ruth Matos. Hi, Ruth, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Tell me straight, the question I ask everybody straight away, how did you get into TV and why did you get into TV?
So my story is a little long. I'm going to cut short, a little shorter. Otherwise, we'll be here talking for 2 hours. I studied accounting when I was in the high school, and I studied in Portugal. I just hated so much. And then I got into depression because of that. And I started watching lots of television and making of films. And I start enjoying, and oh my God, how can I get into this industry? I was living in a small city there, and I couldn't find anything related to film media, nothing. So I started doing things at home. I connected my cousin brought her video. I joined all the devices together, and I started making a VTs with
Which are videotapes?
videotapes. Yeah, I will confess, I was doing Backstreet Boys. It was my band, my favorite band at that moment. So I started doing VTs and playing audio in the audio player. I connect everything. I did my first VT and I was feeling so happy. So I started searching, how can I get into the industry? And I found a technical school in Lisbon. I moved to Lisbon 1 year later, and I studied editing. After this short course, I got a job in a production company there, and I started doing musics, and I was a video editor assistant, and then I became a video editor, and I started feeling a little bored to be closed in a small room, in a small dark room. So I also had bought a camera in that time, and I was filming all the birthdays, family, friends I was filming, and I really enjoyed. So later, cutting, everything, I came to England and I had to start everything again. And what I did, I just joined the university. First, I did adult education in production. It was kind of preparation for me to get into the university here. So this is how I did. I went to university. I studied film production, and it was a good course because I had a little bit of everything, and I had the opportunity to try all the different areas in production, post-production. So I really enjoyed doing camera, and meanwhile I started trying to get into the industry, trying to get runner jobs. And
how did you do that, Ruth? Were you applying for jobs? Were you contacting people? How were you doing that?
It was very difficult, but I was joining Facebook groups about film runners, and trying to meet people. I was speaking with the teachers to try to see if I could help in anything. And I work a lot for free to get experience and to meet people. That is very important. To do networking in the industry your networking is very important. So, and then you get in the situation that you need to pay your bills, and how I'm going to do that? People are not paying me. But if I want to get into, because I didn't know anyone, I had to do jobs for free. So I got this job in Asda. I went to work in a part-time in Asda to get regular money for the bills, and I was able to do this free whatever was coming to me. I was accepting and I was going for it. And I
Do you
was
know what I love about your story? One, it's a very sweet story from the beginning. It's just so endearing. But what really comes through is your passion. Like you were really moved by this creative sort of force, and you just went for it. I mean, you moved a lot to, to Lisbon and then to the UK. That's quite a commitment. Your passion, this is what I love. And this is what a lot of my guests have been sharing, that you've got to have the passion. You've got to want something so badly.
Yes, you do, because it's a very hard area to get into if you don't know anyone. If you're a son or children of someone, it's easier to get in, or friend. But if you don't know anyone, you have to work hard. You have to show yourself. So this is how it's how things happen in my life.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a great story. One other thing I always like to highlight in these interviews, and which you very clearly demonstrated, is the requirement at the beginning, because you're not making any money, but you've got to keep a roof over your head, of just going out and getting whatever other job so you can keep chipping away at the industry to try and get in. Talk to me about the importance of just going out and not being too precious about things and just going and getting another job.
Yes, I have a friend. I can compare a little bit my way of doing things and some of friends I had in university. When I want to be a camera operator, right? I'm studying. I finished the course. I should not expecting to finish the course and go straight away to get a job as a camera operator. It's not going to happen unless you have the background. You've grown up as son of a camera operator already.
If you're connected, essentially, yeah.
You have to get the skills. You have to get your network, right? So the point is, just go for it. Do running job. You want to be a director, don't worry, go for running job. And it's good if you accept it, if you try different areas in the industry. Even if you are cleaning something, you have the opportunity to meet, to see how things work. And this will just make you stronger. Whatever the department you go, it makes you stronger. If you have tried a little bit of sound, as a camera operator, you know a little bit of sound. It just makes your life easier, because you understand if you are in the location and you are tempted to see how is the sound here, and then you can, for you to have a better image, it will be better if your sound is good also, not distracted. So everything works together. And then if you know a little bit of everything, it just makes you a stronger person in your profession.
Yeah, and I think it's really great that you're sharing that whatever opportunity comes your way, seize it. It doesn't matter if it's like not a straight line pathway to the job you want, but going round, you get to learn everything, and that's a really valuable skill sets, the really valuable skill sets to have in our business, because the more you know, the better it is, right?
Yes, it's true. And talking about, I forgot to tell about some cases, like friends I had, that they want to be something and they didn't get the job straight away, and that they gave up and say, I'm not going to do running, I'm not going to do teas and coffees, I want to be this. Okay, with this attitude, you don't go there. If you like it, you have to do everything to get it.
Yeah, I think that's really key. You have to remain humble. And even though you're desperate, you're passionate to get that role, ultimately there's a process, and there's step by step by step. Some people get lucky and get, elevated. It happens.
Everyone has a different story. Sometimes even you read a book, some books are like this, some books are like this, it's like, so it's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So listen, working on cameras, and I've worked with many camera operators over the years. It's a pretty technical job. I've had a go myself, and I'm okay. I'm not great. I can do the cutaways, like supplementary shots, but filming properly, no, I'm not there. So talk to me. Anybody who's interested in doing what you do, do they have to be highly technical? Or is it just a case of pick up a camera, mess around and learn?
No, you have to be technical also. You cannot just get the camera and do the shots. No, this one, even not everyone can do it, but it's technical. Your technical knowledge is very important because you understand if you have any problem while you are filming, you understand how to come over with the problem. And yeah, I think you need to be technical, at least, maybe not highly, but you have to have a level of technical skill.
Which brings me to the question, is it necessary then to go to college or to do a course? Because maybe not everybody can afford to do a course.
Yeah, it's not necessary, but if you're serious about it, I think it helps. It helps a lot because university is not going to give you all the knowledge. It's not going to give you all the skills. They're going to show you some ways to do it, things. And basically, they will give you some basic skills in camera, in sound, anything, whatever you're studying. And it will depend on you, on yourself. You have to go, you have to research, you have to do it. And when you do it, you learn. This is how with as much as more you do, better you become.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. So, Tommy, with your job, what are the best parts of doing what you do? And also, to counter that, tell me the worst as well, or challenging, if not the worst, the most challenging things that young people watching today might go, oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's good. She shared that with me.
Yeah, I think the best thing is when you see the result of your work, and when something comes beautiful and then you feel it just gives you satisfaction, even if you are, you work maybe hours and hours and hours, you're very tired for days, you haven't been sleeping 2-3 hours, and then we see the result in the end, and then you feel proud, you feel energy, you feel, I like it, you feel happy inside, it gives you satisfaction. Yeah. The worst thing is when something goes wrong.
Yeah. We've all experienced that, right, Ruth?
Yeah. Especially when you're live and something goes wrong and you have to be really quick taking a decision. It's very important. You have to take a decision quick. And again, if your skills, your knowledge, your experience is higher, it's faster, and it'll be easier to take a decision.
Yeah. Talk to me about the kind of jobs, that you can share about that you're doing now. And also, you mentioned long hours. This industry is renowned for the long hours. We do some really, really hard work and long hours. I just want you to kind of convey the kind of hours you work. And, it is a challenge because if you're not sleeping, it can be quite tough.
Yeah, at the moment I have... I work in the studio and I work also outside. My timing, I'm a full-timer. It's different than freelancer. Freelancer it might be a little crazier because you don't know what is the next project, and then it can just change and you don't know. At the moment, I'm doing a full-time job, and my job is 60% in studio, 40% outside. When I'm outside, I work from 2 a.m. till 12.
So when you say outside, you're talking about different locations. So
yes,
because you work on news mainly, so you can be sent anywhere in the country, right?
Yeah. When I work outside, I do live for Good Morning Britain for ITV. So because the program is live and then start at 6 a.m, we have to be in the location at 5. And we cover the South England, my team. So we have to be at the location 5. And many times we have to be a little bit before because you never know how is the parking, what is going to happen with the traffic. So you have to think about these things.
So what time do you have to get out of bed then?
2:00.
Yes, I know that thing.
Unless I have a job just here in London Bridge, and then I can just wake up and go.
Roll out of bed and go. Have a shower
Yeah,
and go. Yeah, yeah. But,
exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean, I think that's really great that you share that, because a lot of young people I've spoken to think it's all glamorous, but there's some real hard slog within our
yeah.
business as well. I mean,
But
it's great, it's amazing, but
yeah,
it is hard work.
this is why we come again to you need to have passion for it, because if you have, these hard times are not hard, are hard, but inside they're good. It makes you feel good when you finish the work. My day was good. Even if you wake up early or you work a lot of hours, it gives lots of energy inside. It's good. I
Good.
like it. Yeah, and when I work for, and then I do this 2 weeks outdoors, and then I have to come back to the studio. And the studio, my time will be 12 till 8 or 2 till 11 at night. So it changes.
So
You have to
just share with us, people who are watching, what it means to work in studio. So outside, you've got the elements. It could be raining. It could be any weather. Do you have parking? All those things you said. So what's it like working in the studio? Obviously warmer for a start.
Yeah, studio is warmer unless the AC is too cold, then you just freeze. Yeah, but in studio you don't have, for example, to carry the equipment, to hold the equipment that is heavy, cameras and tripods. So the studio, you have to have the technique of be able to do the movements with the pedestal, with the jib. I'm working with jib also.
Can you just
So
explain what a jib is for those who don't know?
so jib, it's like you have one base that moves also, and is an arm. The camera is going to be placed on the top of the arm, and then all the controls will be in the other side of the arm, and then you have the zoom, the tilt, pan, and you have to control everything from that side. You have to control the camera from the other side. That it requires a skills also, a lot of training.
Oh no, definitely. And you can get some beautiful shots with a jib,
Yeah,
like big sweeping shots from bird's eye view, and distant shots,
exactly.
giving you really wide shots. You can,
Yeah,
yeah, I like jibs.
yes, and it will give a different shots than just a pedestal that goes up and down, and then you can move because it has the pedestal has wheels on the floor, and then you can move on the floor also. Uh, Both of them, you require to have the skills for the any movement that it looks very simple, but it's not as simple as it looks. So
And
lots
actually
of
carrying
practice.
one of those cameras on location, they're really heavy. I've tried.
Yeah.
They're really heavy. So, you know, just talk about that, because sometimes you do news reports. Generally, news reports are quite short, but if you're doing another live kind of output content, it could be a lot longer, and you're constantly carrying this. So how does that impact on you physically?
Yes, when I started doing news, I joined the gym to get strong muscles because it's heavy. It's heavy, and you have to be prepared, physically prepared for that. But again, if you like it, you enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, many times, you have to take all the equipment, lighting, the tripod, camera, everything is very heavy. You take to a place, you put the camera on the tripod, everything is beautiful. Sometimes you have to do handheld. You have to put in your shoulder. That is the harder things that start, getting heavy. You have to be prepared also and have some tips on how to hold the camera so it will not damage your posture. You have to, this you end up learning with your colleagues, and then watching and feeling the camera also.
It's a bit like driving a car, isn't it? Because you've got to watch your posture, you got to make sure your shot's not wobbly, you got to make sure your shot is level, and you're getting the nice framing. It's like doing 10 million things at once.
Exactly, yes. But it's what you say, it's like driving a car. In the beginning, you have to think, I need to change the gear to 1, 2. And then after sometimes you don't think anymore. It just goes, your hand goes there and change. Yeah.
And tell me, it's great that, we've got, I'm speaking to a female camera operator. I love it. There aren't that many of you around as compared with men. How do you feel, how do you feel working in a male majority domain?
Yeah, it's interesting because many times I go to a place and people don't think I am the camera operator. I have another example. Once I went with one journalist, we are together, and then we had the camera close to us. And then people came to talk to us, and they thought I was the journalist and he was the camera operator. And I said, no, I'm just the camera operator. And said, oh, you're the camera operator. Oh, camera woman, camera operator. Interesting. Ah, da, da, da.
Isn't it curious that even though we're, in the 21st century, people are still surprised that the woman can be the camera operator?
Yes, it's true. But we have to understand also the things do not change overnight.
This is true.
You know,
this is true.
it slowly will change. And you see, I can see difference when I started 3 years ago. I started doing for news, I was camera operator for news. And I used to go to demonstrations and, nowadays I can see more in that time now.
I think that's it. The more women that become, get involved in these positions, more normalized.
Yes, yes, because sometimes a woman likes to do that, but just don't have the courage, maybe. But if they see another woman, oh, I can do, it can be inspired, and then it can help also to break this. How can I say, a stereotype?
The stereotype. So listen, we are nearly out of time. Just very briefly, for all those people watching who want to create in TV, radio, or film, give me just your best advice in concise fashion.
I think be persistent, hard worker, be nice to people because they will not forget you, and just go for it. If you really like it, just do it and don't give up.
And don't give up. Really great advice, Ruth. Ruth, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to me today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Ruth. For me, it was even inspiring. If there's a role that I haven't covered yet, a position within TV that you're interested in, then please, get in touch, leave me a message and tell me what that is, and I'll do my best to secure an interview with somebody in that role so you can get an insight of what it means to work in that position. Also, if you've got any questions for me, or if you've got any questions you'd like me to pose to my guests, then feel free to get in touch too. You can find details of all my interviews across my social media platforms where I post regularly, and of course on YouTube. I look forward to your company next time, and thank you so much for watching today.